connect with the divine within, with the divines around us, through connecting with our breath. Picturing the light. There's the bridge again. Or the mountain. The mountains. Moving mountains, having the faith, bridging the gaps. Listening to Mama Earth. The windows in here are open and I've been hearing a lot of buzzing, and I felt that Spirit was calling me to share a meditation practice I discovered. Well, it could be possibly out there, I'm not sure. But when I go into meditation, I like to imitate the bee and buzz. And when I did that, it made me feel brand new. And I don't know if you guys watch my old videos, but I was talking about this one card, and the mama was guiding them, guiding the girl. She looked like Bambi. She could barely walk. And that's how I feel during the meditation. So it's like, zzz, and you hold it all the way as long as you can. I'm just going to start pulling though, and see what we get, because I need to tend to my babies. We got Ava. I just bought some Ava the other day, and there's a lot of healing properties in that root medicine. The chant for this card is Ha'avi Lokomaikai. Ava is a medicinal plant associated with sacrifices and offerings. Sometimes it is useful to differentiate sacrifices from offerings. Sacrifices are often used as a form of bargaining. Usually when a sacrifice is made, it is made with the hope that it will bring us about a desired outcome or prevent an impending disaster. An offering is given with no strings attached. Offerings may be given to acknowledge or express gratitude to the gods, the ancestors, or another being. When one makes an offering, one gives freely from the heart. Sometimes it is appropriate to make a sacrifice. Other times it is appropriate to make an offering. The important thing is to know which is and how to tell the difference. Confusing sacrifices with offerings may lead to bitterness. For example, if one person gives something to another person, expecting something in return, a sacrifice, and then the other person perceives it as a gift, nothing needed in return, they may be disappointed. Perhaps that is why when relationships end, some people expect or demand that the items that were exchanged during a relationship be returned. This confusion may also appear regarding intangibles such as affection, the reciprocation of feelings, or commitment. When it happens, it is not unusual for people to use expressions like, "what a waste," or "after all I did for you." That, that reflects this discrepancy in perception. The idea that one can waste time while in a relationship implies that a relationship is a means to an end rather than an end in and of itself. Disappointment can result if one partner was hoping to get a return of an investment. Ava teaches us to avoid bitterness. It is important to examine your perceptions regarding giving and receiving. With regard to giving, you may want to examine whether you are giving freely or giving with the expectation of getting something back. This distinction also applies to offering an opinion. Sometimes it is important to speak your truth without expecting another to respond as you think they should. You may also want to be clear about the things you accept from others. What is the intention of the giver? When you accept a gift with no obligation or reciprocation is necessary. When you accept a gift, no obligation or reciprocation is necessary. A simple thank you will suffice. However, if you accept a gift when you suspect that the giver is hoping to get something back, you may want to decide whether you're able and willing to reciprocate. If you aren't, it might be better to refuse now in order to avoid an unpleasant situation later. In any of these instances, it is important that intentions are clearly and honestly articulated. By contemplating the difference between sacrifices and offerings, perhaps you can use ava, as Hawaiian healers do, as a remedy for bitterness and aggression. All those who partake in sharing of the ava should be honest and respectful with one another. In this card, the giver pours out without expecting anything in return. In an ava ceremony, fish is eaten to remove bitterness. It is a reminder that the sweetness of giving freely. So are you giving with or without strings attached? Knowing the difference between a sacrifice and an offering. Ponder on that for a little. Ten of Cups speaks of family, contentment, love, support. Then we got the Three of Wands, teamwork, expansion, travel. Six of Swords. Another card speaking of traveling, relocating, necessary transitions. So maybe someone's examining this. God of Cups. The God of Cups is someone who is emotionally mature. So somebody had to walk away from something. This is re-examining thoughts, being emotionally mature on what choices has to be made. Maybe some of you are moving. Ooh. Oh, you have Daughter of Cups. Moving out of this, moving out of the Nine of Swords, moving out of grief and anxiety, moving out of sacrificing Possibly something wasn't being reciprocated, so you had to walk away. Three of Pentacles speaks of teamwork, skill, collaboration. Moving into a space where there's offerings. They're handing her offerings. Moving to somewhere where it is being reciprocated, whatever you're pouring out. The Emperor. Stable. This is a leader. Someone who has a plan. Nine of Wands. Maintaining your boundaries. Knowing when someone feels like they're sacrificing rather than giving freely. So you have to maintain your boundaries in order to move from the takers. Six of Pentacles. Giving and receiving. Having boundaries of how generous you are. Moving to a space where you are able to give what you've been putting out. I know a lot of people say, I did this for them, why can't they do this for me? Why can't they love me this way? But now you're moving into a space where they can. Because you're the magician, you're focused, you're inspired. And if you're not, this is where you have to be. The energy that you have to move into. Going inward, opening your third eye, finding infinite possibilities, knowing that there are infinite possibilities. Six of Wands. This is victory, success, recognition, good news. And then the options come in because they see you're going on your way, going within. And the Hierophant. Seven of Cups coming before the Hierophant shows me that you could have a hard time making choices if you're going about things the traditional way. You know, like nobody wants to leave this because it's traditional. But if something's not being reciprocated, then you have the power to step here and manifest what you do seek. Call upon the ancestors. Let them give you what you seek. This is being inspired, urged to create, because you feel the abundance coming in. You're welcoming the transformation. You're calling in what you deserve. You're calling in what you've been giving out. But you're no longer seeing it as a waste of time.